Guys, it is finally happening. It is December 15th. It is 5 degrees out, and we're hitting the ice for the first time this year. I am pretty pumped, not gonna lie. We got quite a walk in. Looks like I'm the first one here. I had about an hour travel, so I wanted to make sure I left early. We got about a half a mile walk in. I'm gonna cut this intro short and I'm gonna get unloaded and start walking. I'd like to get out on the ice, get here before everybody else does. We'll get back with you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so it is 6:45 a.m. and I got 5 traps in the water. I do have the Eskimo Outbreak 450 set up. We walked in. There's about 3 to 4 inches of ice in most places. We got 5 traps in the water, all jack traps, which we switched to last year. Fishing shallow, fishing for brookies right now. I heard somebody caught a brown yesterday, and there's also pickerel in here. I actually caught a sunfish in here in the kayak this year, but we won't target those guys. Pretty easy walk in. The snow was pretty hard from the rain, so everything went pretty easy with those runners on the jet sled. Yeah. First traps in the water of the 2024-2025 season, and it's going good. And another fun fact about this trip is it's December 15th, and I am actually on the same body of water in the same exact spot on the same exact date as last year. I can link that video at the end of this one. I actually slammed them pretty good last year for the few hours I was here. Actually, you know what? I'll leave the playlist at the end of this. My 2023-2024 ice fishing playlist. If you guys don't care for the camping and four-wheeling and hunting videos, and you just like to tag along for ice fishing, you'll have that whole playlist you can go through for last year. And hopefully, we have a little bit better of a season as far as the weather goes this year. And we can get in more trips and overnights and stuff like that. Just a reminder, early season, safety, make sure you check the ice. Ariane and I came out yesterday. We wanted to go for a ride, so yesterday was Saturday. We came out, checked the ice. There was a bunch of people already on here, but we still checked it for ourselves, and used the spud bar all the way to where I wanted to fish. And then knowing I would want to come early in the morning in the dark, what I did was spud bar every 15 feet or so, even when I knew the ice was safe. And then tonight, or this morning, with my headlamp, I just followed those marks all the way to my spot. So little things like that can make the morning go a little easier. The only thing I forgot today was my gloves, my good gloves. I got some with holes in them, and my wallet. So other than that, I did pretty good. Other safety stuff, you guys want to have your picks. I got a flotation suit this year. I had this jacket last year, but it never really got cold enough to use it with the shack and the heat. But I don't have the heat today. So I had the jacket. I went with Eskimo bibs this year. That also has the flotation in that. I did bring a spud bar, and I brought the a Jiffy ice drill checker thing. So I want to call it a Jiffy torch, but that's actually my auger. But we'll get that out maybe later and we'll try it out. But it's just another device for checking the ice. So for right now, I'm gonna go make something warm to drink and watch these traps for a little bit. Hopefully we get you guys some action. Little guy. Just got my gloves on. We gotta go over to another flag. Looking good, guys. Not moving. Little perch. I'll go grab a spoon and break open some of these holes. They're freezing over pretty quick. All right, so that was a little flurry of flags. 5 minutes, 3 flags, 2 fish, 1 brookie, and 1 yellow perch. Too long of a walk in to catch yellow perch all day, so hopefully we stay on the brookie side of things. But we'll see. We can always move traps around a little bit. This is almost identical to what I fished last year, so I'm pretty confident we'll get some bigger fish. But yeah, that got me up and moving a little bit. So I'm gonna go bust out a couple more holes here. They're freezing over, and be ready for the next round. All right, we got flag number 4. Way off to the side, not spinning. Could have caught on the ice. Someone's got a flag straight out there too. Brought us through the weeds. Salad. Oh, he tangled me up good. Don't want to pull anything too tight or it's gonna knot up and I'll be having to tie on a new leader. I bet that was a pickerel. That amount of gunk, it definitely had the size and weight to pull it through. I believe I had this one just under the ice. I do orange to black, that way the black is a little bit more hard to see for the fish, but by the time it takes line out, it gets to the orange, which makes it easier for me to see when I get to the hole what way it's going, because sometimes it's hard to see that black line, what direction it's going in. I got another flag. My big camera keeps shutting off. Well, not my big one, the one on the tripod. I don't know what the deal is. Never had that issue with the GoPro. That's more what we're after right there. Nice one. Guys, we got another flag over on the one that we just left. Let's get over there. My hands are a little chilly, not gonna lie. Hopefully this one didn't go through the mud again. This wasn't spinning, but the reel, when I set it before, we had that other flag up, so I kind of was in a hurry and it was off sideways. And the reel was touching the side of the ice. So, sorry for the crappy footage, but that camera on that stand, freaking kick it right across the ice. Not working. Well, I'm hoping I got time for a battery change on this camera and to go figure out what's going on my other camera. I'll have to change tripods and just use one camera for the day. This one sits low to the ground. So I'll do some working on these things. It's kind of annoying, but let's go see what we can come up with. Alright, just got a battery put in for you guys. And we got another flag. Feels like another good one. This was the last trap I set up, and I put it out here thinking maybe I'll catch pickerel or perch or something. And we've caught two good brookies on it. So that's four. Four nice brookies right there. Well, three nice. one small. And tiny perch. If these two close traps to my shack don't start popping off, I might move another one out here. I think maybe I'd measure a couple of these, huh? So, I don't think I lost count. I think that's 4 brookies and a yellow perch on 6 Flags. This is a better 6 Flags than that theme park. I'm gonna go back here and keep working on this camera thing. I don't know, I guess some settings messed up or something. And hoping you guys are getting a good video, because going back and forth, different tripods, cameras, it's hard when you're by yourself, I can tell you that right now. I didn't care for the chest mount or the hat mount in some of my videos last year, so I'm trying to just do more so you guys can see the bigger picture on things and not having a chest camera just pointing toward the ice and you guys don't know what's going on. So we'll see, but I'll keep working on this one. I like having 2 cameras just in case one didn't get a good shot. Number 7. Having a pretty good day, other than the fact I just had to factory reset one of my GoPros. Not impressed. Unfortunately, we had to cut that one. He swallowed it pretty good. He tried to take me through the weeds again. I'm gonna have to go grab another hook. But that is brookie number 5. I'd say December 15th is a good day, but I'm pretty sure I've passed what I caught last year. I'm gonna go grab another hook. If they really swallow it, these hooks and the line, they're really meant to dissolve. It's safer for the fish to just cut it as close as you can. Hooks are cheap, guys. If you're not gonna keep the fish, do what's best for it, let it swim another day. But take a couple seconds to tie on a fresh hook. All right, I just got that hook on, and I kid you not, we're going back to this flag over here. I might have to move some traps around and just put them closer to this side, I guess. It's weird, it's never spinning when this one's up. Something small, probably a perch. Nope. I didn't really get a good hook set on it. There you go. Number 6 on the brookies. In the hole. I'm gonna have to bring a different container when I use worms. This thing is crushed. It's just dawned on me that I'm not with anybody else, and it's kind of awkward pretending that you guys are physically here. But I should probably show more excitement when I'm catching these fish, even though there's nobody else there. Or here. So on the next flag, I want to get more excited. How's that sound? All right, let's practice. Oh my God, we got a flag. Just kidding, it's not practice because we seriously do have another one. I'm gonna run out of worms by 10 o'clock this morning. The 2 traps closest to the shack aren't doing much, so I might move those. This one's gone off a couple times. Moving. Well, I'm not excited about that one. I don't know if I have time in between flags to even go drill more holes and move traps, but I think I'm gonna try. I'm gonna move this one out there. I think I'll just move the one out there for now, and we'll see what happens. We got a flag. You don't have to run to them. All my flags are pretty close to the shack. And like every time, it ain't moving, but it's off to the side. Hold that. Get another one. So I had to cut the hook on that one too, so I gotta go grab another hook. And I also gotta find my pliers, because I don't know where those are. Alright, we had a little bit of a slow period, but we got a flag. And it is on the trap that we moved out deeper, so hopefully we pull something up and we can see that that was a good move. moving slow. Still got the black line. I can't see what way it's going. Now it's moving. Why is it going that way? I want to be on the other side. There you go. Not a bad one right there. So I was actually just getting ready to go freshen up everything. I try to make sure I move stuff around. I mean, it's been about 40 minutes since our last fish. So really, I try to at least go pick up the line. So you bring it up in the water column, check, make sure your bait's on it, drop it back down to where you had it. About every half hour if you're not getting flags. Where I'm using worms, it's a little less likely that I'm just not gonna have my bait on. With these jack traps, they set off very easily. So typically you don't have to worry about losing your bait. So that's why I haven't been checking them as much. But I think we're gonna walk around right now and give them a nice stir up. Well, 2 seconds later, and that's why you move your worm around once in a while. Also, I was eating a granola bar. If you eat, that'll draw in the fish as well. Dropped it. Oh. Measure one of these guys. I think the biggest one of the day. Just over 13. Barely had him hooked in the mouth. Not a clean release. So we're into double digits with fish. 10 brookies. Again, these are all stocked. And one tiny yellow perch. So 9 and 1. That's not a bad opening day. If you guys follow my channel and see hunting season, didn't really go my way, and it hasn't for a couple years now. So might not have been the most entertaining for you guys, but we're out ice fishing, and I hope this is a good sign of what's coming up. I forgot my carabiner. Don't underestimate the carabiners for your gear. I mean, I put my stuff on the strings on my zippers, but one carabiner, you can put a ton of your tools and if you're gonna pike fish and you're gonna have the jaw spreaders and stuff like that. It's definitely a really good cheap tool to keep all your stuff organized and together. That way you're not going to a flag and realize you don't have what you need. I literally just picked that granola bar back up, and the same flag went off as we were just at. So if this is a brookie, we hit double digits on the brookies today. Right now we're at double digits, but that's total fish with that one yellow. Oh, this thing is... That thing was probably spinning faster than any fish so far. Wow, it's just a little one. That reel was moving faster on this one than any fish I've caught today. "11 inches. "11-incher. So for those of you that don't fish or don't fish a lot, or are wondering, I don't keep a ton of fish, and it's mostly just because I don't feel like dealing with them and getting them home and cleaning them. And it's really not that hard. Like, I'm making it sound like it's a big project. It's really not. There's just some days you might catch a couple quick, and you think you're gonna hammer them all day, and then you go home with one or two, and I'd rather put them back, let other people catch them. I'll keep a salmon once in a while. I'll keep a lake trout once in a while. Crappie, I'd like to do a catch and cook on the ice. Really want to do that last year, but we just never get into them. I just try to put them back. There's a lot of people that come out here. You know, I've caught 10 brook trout today. How many people can say they went out and caught 10 brook trout? So if you just keeping every single one of these, and none of these have really been monsters. I caught the one. If that last one we caught was 13 before this one, that big one must have been around 18 or 19. And I'd rather just let them keep growing, and other people can come catch them. And hopefully somebody else comes and catches 10 in one day, and or a kid, especially kids getting into the sport. It seems like a lot of people are getting out of fishing and hunting, the younger generations, and I'd really like them to get back into it. And the fastest way for them to get out of it is to come out places and not get flags. So they are going back. They are healthy, safe. You guys can probably see the blood in the pictures and the videos. My hands are wet, the fish are wet. Blood looks a lot worse when you got water on your hands and they're wet. These fish are swimming off strong, and they'll be growing. They'll be growing for a couple more years, and they'll get into big ones, and then they'll end up on someone's frying pan eventually. Brook trout in Maine tend to really be in the 2 to 3 year range. It's kind of rare to get them much more than that. There has been a lot of times, I think people even caught them over 7 years old, but I was reading up on them last night, and I was kind of surprised to hear that stat that they're really, the average brook trout's 2 to 3 years old when you catch it. So that's pretty cool. They could end up in a frying pan someday, but we'll let them swim back with their friends today, and we'll keep enjoying it, and hopefully a kid hauls that in and can take it home and brag to all of his buddies at school about the fish he caught. So here, wiggling the worms a little bit. I think I'm gonna freshen them up, get some good scent in the water. I think we've caught something on every trap except for one. And I almost moved that one earlier, but I didn't. I'm using red size 6 Gamakatsu hooks. Seem to work pretty well for me for trout. Out here I just have my leader out. on both of these, and the reason why I did it on both of them was because that deeper trap out right here is the first one we had a lot of good luck with, and then this is the one we moved back out here. So it's about lined up, so I'm figuring it's similar in depth, and we did catch a fish soon after we moved it out here. So if I wasn't getting flags all day, like right now we've caught 10 brook trout and that yellow perch, right? So if that wasn't the case, if we were kind of getting skunked, or maybe we got one perch, not only would I move my traps around the shack. If it was a nice day we didn't have the shack, I might snowmobile to a different part of the water, of the lake. But something else you can do, if you don't want to pack up and move everything, you can just try different parts of the water column. So a lot of times when I'm starting off, I'm gonna do 2 on bottom, 1 or 2 in the center, and then 1 or 2 right under the ice. So I can have 5. So if I got 1 in the center, I'll do 2 right under the ice, or I'll do 2 in the center and 1 under the ice. So basically it comes out to 5 for you following the law. So you can mess with them a little bit. Brook trout, I want to be in shallow water, like under 8 feet. So I started off having them 4 close to shore, and then I threw one out here a little ways, and I was like, maybe I'll catch a pickerel or some perch or something. So just so I have some options. But what ended up happening is the further one out was catching more of the fish. So that's why I moved this one out, and I did catch a brookie on this one. So don't just set it and forget it. It's easy to do, especially on cold days, but mess with one trap, go in, warm up, warm your hands, come out, move another one, go in, and we just had a flag pop up over there. So let's go get it. Something smaller. What's funny is every single time we've come to this trap, the fish has taken us through the weeds. So check this out, guys. If you look in his mouth right there, if you guys watched the whole video, I'm not using those. I'm using worms. So he got somebody's. There you go. Number 11. So I wish I could say once again, I told you guys, go wiggle your worm and you'll catch fish after, but we hadn't got to this one yet. So this was still on the old worm. But it's a good idea. Do it anyway. We'll do this one while we're here. And let's take a look. I told you, we got some salad around this hole. I'd like to have one more flurry of flags before we take off. I'd like to leave probably around 1:30. So that's in a couple hours. There should be some good football games on today, so I'd like to get home and watch that and relax and go back to doing that work thing tomorrow. So I'll get this trap set back up, and we'll see you guys on the next flag. Oh, it's been a minute, but we got one. Oh, we got a flag. We'll see if we got one. Probably gonna be popping that shack down in about 20 minutes, and then I'll sit outside for probably another half hour or so before we get going. But for now, let's see what we got. There we go. I was hoping to get one with some color on it. There you go. See if he won't flop around. See that nice color on the bottom there? That was a nice male. Last year I caught, I think 2 or 3 that were just really vibrant colors like that, and I was hoping to get one. It's a nice looking fish. This trap's been pretty busy today. Last year when I was here, people came out in this camp and they fished here, and I noticed that there was a bunch of holes drilled by the looks of it yesterday or maybe this week, so I left that open for them. Typically I would have put one more that way, but at the end of the day, like, if I get here before them, camp or no camp, it's, you know, my spot. But I try to be respectful, or just kind of keep an eye on little things like that. They might have a bunch of kids that want to come out here and fish, and like they did last year, but nobody's been out today. I could have put more traps over here, but I can't complain with the luck I've had. I believe that's 12 or 13. I lost count there for a little bit, but definitely over 10. So we'll head back over there. We'll get this in the water, and we'll start thinking about organizing our stuff here. Starting to pick up the shack a little bit. Had somebody local that lives around here came over and talked to me. It's always nice. We got our second perch of the day. Perch. Yellow perch. I left the camera at the shack, and I was actually over talking to them by my last trap, and they just walked off. The flag went up, and I had to go all the way back to the shack to get the camera, because I knew if I didn't, it would be some huge brown or something. If I got the camera, it was the opposite. It was a little perch. It was actually a decent sized perch. And I got another flag just went up over there. So hurry up and get this one put back in. Head over to this one. The eagles are out a little bit too. That's funny, they stood here for about 20 minutes talking to me, and I didn't get any flags. And they were walking down the ice right there. I don't mind it if you get flags when camp owners are here. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward, depending on how they are. Oh, I caught on the ice. No. So what sucks about losing that one is not only is the leader not cut close to the fish's mouth, but that spool was whipping, and it felt pretty good when I pulled on it. And the other thing is, that's my own fault for not bringing my spoon out more and clearing up the ice hole. So I left a sharp edge, and I set the hook and broke my line. So we'll go grab another hook and get it put back in here. But that felt like a decent fish. my line could have been in the ice, so it could have made it feel a little bit bigger than it was. But we'll never know unless we hook onto a fish with some line hanging out of its mouth. So I'm gonna go grab another hook, then I'll be back over here. We'll get this set up, and then we'll get the shack and stuff taken down, and we'll just stand outside, which we've pretty much been doing all day anyway. Well, it's not windy, and this trap just slid sideways, so let's go see. These jack traps usually don't not set the flag off. Oh man, that's too funny. I hope we get that on camera. Guys, it's been a heck of a day. Not calling it quite yet, but probably gonna pick up this trap. Go down, dude. I didn't bring the worms, so I'll probably just pick this trap up, and we'll still hang around for a little bit. It's been slowing down. No sense in putting another worm on. Probably be here about 10 more minutes. Everything's picked up over there. But that was too funny. On this ice, the traps don't really set in like they do the snow. And with how quiet it is, I've been watching 4 or 5 eagles flying around over here, and I kind of heard something on the ice, and I looked over and I thought I saw this trap just move just a tiny bit, which it won't take much on this ice. So that's when we started walking over, and I really hope you guys saw that the flag went up. So that was different for sure, but definitely cool. I hope you guys saw that. But I'll wrap this one up, get it taken care of, and we'll just keep hanging out. Maybe we can get another flag or two. All right, guys, so I'm all picked up. Everything's packed up, and gonna put you guys away here in a second. We had a great day. So I believe we're around 14 trout, 2 perch. It's gonna take me a while to edit this one. I was using 2 cameras at first. We had all the camera issues. Reset a camera. I don't know if I lost footage. But yeah, that's what I think we're at. I think we're around 14 trout and 2 perch. So I mean, you can't really ask for a better day than that. Not all the trout were tiny. We had some good ones in there, and it's just a good first day to be out. Most of the equipment, excluding the camera, worked properly. I only think I forgot my wallet and my warmer gloves, which would have been helpful this morning. And my wallet would have been helpful going home tonight, because I probably would have stopped for some hot wings on the way home. But can't do that. Yeah, so if you guys like ice fishing and you like the winter stuff and adventures, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you hit that bell, you'll get notified every single time we post a video. This is just first of many ice fishing trips I'm hoping to go on this year. At the end of this video, I'll put a playlist of all our ice fishing trips from last year and the year before up, so you guys can check those out. We're super excited for you guys to come along on these adventures, and now that we've been doing this for just over a year, we're starting to rewatch some of our videos, and it's amazing to see how much the girls have grown just in that short period of time. And that's the reason why we do these videos. That's the priority for me, is when I'm super old and maybe I can't come out and do this anymore, I'm gonna have these to look back, and so are the kids. They're gonna be able to show their kids, you know, the adventures that they went on, and that's what's the most important to me. So hit that subscribe. We'll take you guys along as well. We'll see you guys on the next one.